Welcome to the hidden world of premium chocolate making, where every single bean holds the secret to an extraordinary sensory journey through time and craft. Our journey begins with the finest raw cacao, harvested from the tropics and delivered in heavy jute bags to begin their transformation into liquid gold. The first step is a rigorous cleaning process, using vibrating screens and air currents to ensure only the purest, highest quality beans move into production. Every impurity is removed with mechanical precision, leaving behind the raw essence of the cacao fruit, ready for the intense heat of the roasting oven. Roasting is a delicate art, where temperature and timing are carefully controlled to unlock the complex aromatic compounds hidden deep within the heart of the bean. As the heat penetrates the shell, a chemical alchemy occurs, developing the characteristic chocolate flavor that we have come to love and crave so deeply. Precision sensors monitor every degree of temperature, ensuring that the beans never burn, but instead reach their peak profile for a perfectly balanced taste. Once the perfect roast is achieved, the beans are immediately discharged into a cooling tray, stopping the internal cooking process and locking in the aroma. The air in the factory is now thick with the intoxicating scent of toasted nuts and deep cocoa, a sign of a successful roasting cycle complete. These beans are now ready for the next phase, where we will separate the outer husk from the precious nibs that lie safely tucked inside. Observe the brittle nature of the shell. It has done its job of protecting the flavor during roasting and is now ready to be discarded. The winnowing process is where engineering meets nature, using mechanical force to gently crack the beans without damaging the valuable cocoa nibs stored within. As the beans pass through these steel rollers, the light shells are fractured away, releasing the dark, oily fragments of pure cacao known as nibs. Powerful vacuum systems suck away the light husks, a dance of air that separates the waste from the treasure in a display of modern efficiency. These discarded shells won't go to waste, often being used for tea or fertilizer, while we focus exclusively on the high-fat nibs for chocolate. Behold the pure cacao nib, the raw foundation of all chocolate, containing the essential cocoa butter that provides the smooth melt in your mouth experience we desire. Each nib is a concentrated burst of flavor, intensely bitter and incredibly rich, waiting to be ground into a smooth, flowing liquid state very soon. The grinding process begins as the nibs enter the primary mill, where immense pressure and friction will transform solid fragments into a thick paste. Under the weight of the grinders, the cellular structure of the nibs breaks down, releasing natural fats that turn the dry nibs into cocoa liquor. Despite the name, this cocoa liquor contains no alcohol. It is simply 100% pure cacao in its most basic and potent liquid form. The friction of the grinding process generates natural heat, keeping the cocoa butter in a liquid state so it can flow freely into the next stage. At this stage, the texture is still coarse and the flavor is intensely sharp, requiring hours of further refining to achieve true culinary elegance. The liquor is transported through temperature-controlled pipes, ensuring it remains fluid as it moves toward the heart of the chocolate-making process, the stones. Entering the refining room, we find a fleet of traditional stone grinders, where time and pressure work together to create the ultimate silky smooth texture. These granite rollers weigh hundreds of kilograms, slowly crushing the cacao particles down to a size smaller than the human tongue can even detect. It is here, through the relentless motion of stone on stone, that the chocolate loses its grittiness and begins its transformation into a velvety dream. To balance the natural bitterness of the cacao, fine cane sugar is added, beginning the process of sweetening and further refining the flavor profile. For our milk chocolate varieties, premium milk powder is introduced, adding a creamy depth and a lighter color to the slowly maturing chocolate mass. Every ingredient must be perfectly integrated, requiring constant movement and scraping to ensure the batch is uniform and the texture is absolutely consistent. As the hours pass, the chocolate begins to take on a beautiful sheen, a sign that the sugar and cacao particles are reaching microscopic levels. This process, known as conching, can last for up to 72 hours, allowing unwanted acidic flavors to evaporate while the texture becomes impossibly smooth. Aeration is vital. It allows the volatile acids to escape, mellowing the flavor and developing the complex notes of vanilla, fruit, and roasted nut. Look at the way it flows now. The gritty paste is gone. replaced by a sophisticated liquid that represents the pinnacle of confectionery art and science. Quality control is constant, with technicians checking the micron size of the particles to ensure they meet our strict standards for a premium mouthfeel. The patient rotation of the stones is the heart of the factory. A tireless worker that never stops until the chocolate reaches absolute perfection. A final touch of pure cocoa butter is added, ensuring the chocolate has the perfect snap and a luxurious melt that lingers on the palate. After days of continuous refining, the chocolate is finally ready, possessing a depth of flavor and a level of smoothness that is truly world-class. The refined chocolate is now drained from the stones, ready to undergo the most critical thermal process in its journey, the tempering phase. Tempering is the science of temperature, where we carefully cool and reheat the chocolate to create the most stable crystalline structure possible. By controlling the heat to within a fraction of a degree, we ensure the chocolate will have a brilliant shine and a crisp, clean snap. Without proper tempering, chocolate would be dull and soft, but with precision engineering, we achieve the professional finish of a luxury confectionery product. The molds are prepared, clean and warmed to the exact temperature needed to receive the tempered chocolate without causing any thermal shock or blooming. Automation takes over as robotic dispensers prepare to fill each mold with the exact weight of chocolate required for a perfect, uniform bar. The flow is mesmerizing, a steady and consistent stream of dark silk that fills every corner of the mold with mathematical and aesthetic precision. Each mold is filled in a matter of seconds, ensuring the temperature remains stable throughout the entire production run of the premium chocolate batch. To ensure a solid bar, the molds are vibrated at high frequency, forcing any trapped air bubbles to rise to the surface and disappear forever. Watch as the vibration levels the surface, creating a mirror-like finish that will become the bottom of the chocolate bar once it is cooled. The rhythmic shaking is an essential part of the mechanical process, ensuring the structural integrity and aesthetic perfection of every single bar produced. The chocolate now enters the cooling tunnel, a controlled environment where the temperature is slowly lowered to allow the cocoa butter to crystallize. Gradual cooling is key. If it cools too fast, the chocolate will crack, but with the right airflow, it sets into a hard, durable form. You can see the transformation as the liquid state gives way to a solid structure, locking in the tempered crystals for a long shelf life. Emerging from the cold, the bars are now firm and ready to be released from the plastic cocoons in the final stage of molding. The molds are inverted by a gentle mechanical arm, preparing for the demolding process where the finished bars will finally be revealed to us. A series of light taps is all it takes to release the tempered chocolate, which has slightly contracted during cooling, making it easy to pop out. And there they are, perfect, glossy bars of chocolate, each one a testament to the harmony between mechanical engineering and fine culinary craftsmanship. The surface is flawless, with a deep, rich color that promises an intense cacao experience and a texture that will melt perfectly on the tongue. Each bar is scanned by high-speed cameras to ensure there are no cracks or surface defects, maintaining the premium quality our customers expect every time. Packaging begins with a layer of protective gold foil, handled by delicate robotic grippers to ensure the chocolate is never touched by human hands. The foil is folded in a flash, sealing in the freshness and protecting the delicate aroma of the chocolate from the outside world until it's opened. Next comes the final outer shell, a beautifully designed paper box that tells the story of the beans and the craft that went into every bar. Efficiency and elegance continue as the bars are prepared for shipping, destined for fine boutiques and chocolate lovers around the entire world to enjoy. The journey from raw bean to finished product is complete, a process that spans continents and requires the highest level of industrial expertise and care. But the true test of this journey isn't in the machines, it is in the moment of tasting, when all that hard work finally meets the senses. The anticipation builds as the foil is pulled back, releasing a final burst of that rich, roasted aroma we cultivated during the long hours of conching. Listen to that snap, it is the sound of perfect tempering, a clear indicator of the quality and care taken during the thermal stabilization process. The cross-section reveals a solid, uniform texture, free of bubbles, representing the successful use of high-frequency vibration and careful cooling throughout the entire line. As it melts, the complex flavors are released, taking you on a trip back to the tropical cacao groves where this incredible story first began. This is the art of chocolate engineering, a perfect marriage of natural beauty and mechanical perfection that results in something truly divine for the palate. We celebrate the flow, the texture, and the taste of pure cacao, refined through days of patient work and centuries of evolved chocolate-making tradition. Our commitment to quality is etched into every bar, a promise of purity and the celebration of the sophisticated art of premium confectionery manufacturing today. As the day ends, the factory stands ready for the next harvest, a temple of taste where technology serves the most delicious of all masters. Data and passion combined, ensuring that every batch is as perfect as the last, and that every chocolate lover receives the very best we offer. From the rough, bitter bean to the silky, sweet bar, the journey of chocolate is a triumph of human ingenuity and a gift for the senses. Thank you for joining us on this mechanical and sensory adventure through the high-tech world of premium chocolate production and artisanal chocolate craft. The art of pure chocolate. Discover the craft, enjoy the precision, and savor the unmistakable taste of perfection in every single bite you take.